All right, guys, welcome to episode 19 of the Different Animals podcast. It's your boy Tyler,
And I'm Ever Castro.
and today we are going to be talking about the spooky season coming up, as Ever likes to put it. Some of the new music that's dropped. Giannis' status on the Bucks, which is starting to look a little iffy in the light.
Mm-hmm.
And what we've been watching or playing. But first, all right, so let's start with some new music dropping, and Big
Yeah.
Sean dropped Detroit 2.
Yes, yeah. So excuse me. He dropped the album, and I like it. I've only listened to it, I think, like once or twice. It is long, so it's like another one of these like 19, 20 song albums, which dude, every time those come out, I'm like, fuck. Okay, because like I don't know if we've talked about it in here before, but I think you and I have talked about it. Where like the perfect length for an album is like 12 songs.
Yeah, for me
13
it's
if
between like 12 or 14.
Yeah.
Like that's the sweet spot for me.
Exactly, and like
I
one of
don't
them
want
should be
8
like
because
short.
then if one of them's fucking, well, here's the deal: 8's okay as long as like they're all bangers. But 8, if you have an iffy track or two, like your whole album, you know what I mean? Like it's a big chunk of your album at that point.
Like
But 12 gives you a chance for like one possible skip or
Mhm.
two possible skips where I'm not immediately like, wow, half this fucking album's trash.
Right, or an interlude, or like a skit or something.
Right.
No, yeah, because what was it? Pusha T's Daytona. That
Yeah.
was, I think, how many was that?
I think it's 8 or 9.
8 or 9. But all of them are like, you just bam, 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 right?
Right.
And
Smacking
so,
with
you
the
know,
face the whole time.
if you would have stuck a ballad in there, I would have been like, okay, all right.
Yeah, an interlude wouldn't have worked. You just like, I'm trying to think of what the interlude would be. It'd just be audio of a drug deal.
Yeah, like that. It would have been like the start of fucking Mini Men. Oh, dude. Oh, shit. Pop, pop, pop. Oh. But yeah, so it is. Let me look it up. It's 21 songs. It's 21, which is like a long. And one of them is like a 9-minute cipher.
God.
So
damn.
it's like, but it's got a little bit of everything. It's got like I really liked it because it's sort of like the College Dropout. Not in terms of goodness, but just in terms of like if you listen to the College Dropout, you got like some harder stuff, some social commentary stuff, workout plan, like
And College Dropout has, God, it's either Late Registration or College Dropout, but I'm pretty sure it's College Dropout has the best skits
yes,
of
they both
any
do.
album
Mhm.
I've ever. Because College Dropout, God, is that the one who's like they?
Where you going? Hey Jimmy, my dad.
Okay, no.
died.
So Late Registration the one where he's like, he got new shoes.
Oh, broke fat broke. Yeah,
Broke.
I looked
broke,
in this
broke,
brother's
broke.
closet. He's got new shoes.
My favorite part of that skit is in the background, like real quiet. You can hear Kanye saying, like, he's like, "This brother got new shoes." And you hear Kanye in the back. He's like, "I'm just trying to stick to my roots."
No.
It's like, what's that
What?
mean? Like, he says, "I'm
What?
just trying to stick to my roots." What does that mean? God,
You
this
speak
shit
up,
goes-
brother. You better get out of here, smelling all good and
Take
shit.
it-
Taking showers. But
he's like, "Do you remember on Christmas when your mom used to pretend to be the tree? Do you remember that?"
do you remember that? And I love that because he says that, and then it goes into "Hey Mama," and I'm like, oh, that's the good shit. So it's got a little bit of everything. It's got like songs with Post Malone. It's got songs with Travis Scott. So it's like in every song sort of fits what that person is best at, right? So Post Malone's is like singy, songy rap. Travis Scott's is that sort of like Big Fish Theory, Yeezus sort of like metal shit that Travis does.
Yeah, Travis Scott shit to me sounds like if you got like really fucked up, right? Like I don't like if you got really fucked up and then got trapped in like a washing machine while it was running. That's like what Travis Scott music is to me.
And it's interesting sort of how much his sound has. It's distinct, but it's also anything that he touches sort of permeate, like it sort of permeates whatever he touches. You know, he's not like Drake. So like Drake could come in and he could be on like a hard song. He could be like on a crooning song. He could be, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
Drake trying to
Drake
fit
had Best I Ever Had and also a whole album with Future. So,
right, exactly. Yeah. But I feel like Travis, when he comes in, it's not that he comes in and fits the style. It's that he comes in and just takes over it. So like he's got a couple songs with Rihanna.
Like, oh, this is that song with Travis Scott.
It's like, it sounds like, you know, I can't replicate the sounds with my mouth. But yeah. So that sounds, it's called Lithuania, and it's got that sound to it, and he's got I think Janae Aiko's on a few of them, and he does the thing from Detroit 1 where he has like little stories from people.
Right.
I think the first one had like Jeezy, Common, and who was the other person? I forget who else. But this one had Snoop, and then this one has.
I was gonna say Snoop, but I couldn't remember it, and I was like, if I say Snoop, and it's not, it's just gonna
he's
sound
like,
real
so
dumb.
cold in the motherfucking Detroit.
Oh,
so
yeah.
cold in the motherfucking D.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this one's got Erykah Badu, Stevie Wonder, and Dave Chappelle. And they're all interesting. You know, they're all pretty unique stories. But overall, I like it. I need to listen to it more because I feel like Big Sean's albums are always, for me, two things. So one, for me, he is kind of like J. Cole, where like I still think his first album is like my favorite. The one where I just go back and like yeah,
Yes.
dude, let's look and put that shit on, and it's good. And maybe it's because half it takes me back to when it came out, but half I'm like, these are just like easy laying, like just fucking give me Marvin Gaye and Chardonnay. You know what I'm saying?
Your Marvin Gaye Chardonnay goes harder than any other song that man has made.
Exactly. And
Straight
so like
up.
for both of them, I'm like that album is like still kind of his best, but but and then the second thing is ever since then, I think all of his albums, including Detroit, which was a mixtape, Dark Sky Paradise, and what was the one where he's
fucking
like
I Decided. I had to look up his track list because I couldn't remember the fucking name of his album.
Yeah. So I think literally all three of those, half of the songs are like just
Skip.
pure, just
Instant
skip,
fucking
instant skip,
whoop,
pure mid.
gone.
I'm just like,
Yes, dude, that's his good moments are really fucking good, right? Like Big Sean when he's popping off is popping the fuck off, but Big Sean when he's just fucking being average Sean is terrible.
Yeah,
that shit is the most like. Here's the deal. So like, it's like 2 Chainz is terrible, right? But 2 Chainz is so bad, and I feel like he knows his shit is ridiculous that it just goes hard anyways.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like there's a certain threshold where like you just embrace it. Like the example I can always think of is Evil Dead, where it's like it was supposed to be a scary movie, and it was so low budget and like so bad that it was like a comedy, and they're like, cool, Evil Dead 2 is a straight up comedy, Evil Dead 3 is a straight up comedy. Like, that's what, like 2 Chainz, that's what 2 Chainz is to me. Like 2 Chainz is out here saying, I was born with nappy hair and drinking breast milk out of lean cup.
But he's like, I'm just gonna lean into it. Yeah,
exactly. And I feel like every time he drops a line in the booth, he like moves his head out from behind the microphone and points at the people behind the thing, and every time they're just like shaking their head. You know what I mean? Like
they're just giving him that sort of like cross-arm thumbs up, like.
Yeah.
It's
bathtub size of swimming pool. Backstroke my chills room. And they're like, really, dog? Like that's what we're going with? Fuck it. Put it on the track. But like Big Sean's fucking like when he's not on it is just like the most just like it's like not bad enough to like enjoy or bro, I listened to a whole mixtape of Juicy J shit with Sean one year. It was like way back in the day. Like when it might have been like right when we were out of high school.
Yeah.
Juicy J had a whole mixtape, and that shit was trash, bro. And it had the worst lines in it. I'm gonna find it one day. It had the worst lines in it, and we listened to that shit for like 4 times over one night. Like the lines were so bad, it was fun to just like catch them and be like, "That's the worst shit I ever heard." Big Sean shit is just like I don't like. There's nothing to get out of this.
Right, but like you said, it's not bad, right? Like it's
you just
like
tune it out. You're just like it's gone.
I feel like it's like the fucking live action Disney movies. So,
right, exactly. It's like
Lion
King.
I'll add this to our list to talk about it later. But I watched Mulan, the remake, last night, so I'll add that too. But it's like that, where it's like nobody. I guess I mean, if you really were like picky about it, you could say they're bad. But like nobody goes, it was bad. right? Because it's so expensive. Same thing with Lion King. It's so expensive and fancy looking that you go like,
oh yeah,
there's
a
money,
marvel
there's
to look
effort, right? There's effort into this, but then you just go like after like, I mean, that wasn't bad, but it also wasn't good, right? Like, what
it's
the fuck do I get out of
lacking
this?
all artistic direction.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the artistic direction of the cartoon, the way you drew it, like what you were going for, like you lose like the creative vision of it by like just making it live action, and like it doesn't really translate the same way, but like it's the same kind of thing with Big Sean where it's just like when he's not on, it's just like, I mean, you're not the worst rapper, you're not fucking Blueface, you know what I mean? Like, you're not Blueface, you couldn't catch a beat.
Oh, dude,
like,
I would listen to a Big Sean song over the Baby any day.
Wait, what?
Over the Baby? I'll listen to a Big Sean song.
A good Big Sean song or just a generic Big Sean?
Any.
Nah, dog. I'd take the Baby over Big Sean.
I don't know, dude. It's just like the same. Like, I'm just like,
It's kind of, here's the deal. That's how I feel about Future and Young Thug. All their shit just sounds the same to me. It all just fucking drones together.
Mm.
And the Baby is too, but like his shit at least has like, the thing is, I feel like any the Baby song, like, if we're like rating, like, if we're fucking creating a Madden player, right, on like the Madden fucking 2021, just the song version, right?
Yeah.
It's like lyrical ability is like at a 5 or a 6, like flow is at like a 4 because it's the same every time. Like, you know what I mean? Like but fucking, in this case, stamina, or I'm gonna call energy, is always cranked up to fucking 11, dude.
Like diversity in song is like a 0.
Yes, but like every time that shit comes up, cranked up to 11 on the hype meter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you remember that song where he's like, "I'm gonna switch the flow up," and he just kept the same flow and just
same,
talked
yes.
rapper, just fasted rap faster.
that shit killed me.
But on I Decided by Big Sean, there's a song called No Favors, which has a fucking awesome beat, right? And Big Sean starts it off, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go for like a minute. And then Eminem takes over for the rest, and then he says something like, I saw the mice. Like, I'm like, oh. Yeah, once Eminem starts talking about sodomy, I'm like, all right.
It's like, this is okay, I guess we're done here. I'm trying to think of like what song on that album. There was one.
Jump Out the Window?
Jump Out the Window is good. Bounce Back is good. But that's just like because it was a good radio song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really liked Sunday Morning Jetpack.
Yeah.
And then the rest of that shit was like, skip. Instant skip.
Yep.
Like, I'm out.
Yep.
And that's how it is like Dark Sky Paradise. If I look at Dark Sky Paradise's track list right now, right?
You got the Chris Brown, the Plano Games.
Here's the thing. It starts so fucking hard. Blessings, bars.
Yep.
All Your Fault, bars.
Yep.
I Don't Fuck With You.
Yep.
But it's a big radio banger. Plano Games,
yep.
Good. Paradise.
Yep.
Skip the rest of that fucking album, bro.
Yeah. Dude,
just fucking deuces to the rest of that album.
Yep.
If he'd have cut that album off at 6 tracks, he'd have been set. But instead, he decided to go for 15. 14 and 15 aren't bad, but you kind of lose them in the mix when fucking 7 through 13 are just skip. Exactly. And fucking that's how all of his shit is to me. It's like a real fucking problem.
Yeah.
Also, I remember liking Detroit, the first Detroit.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the songs right now, and I don't remember any of these, bro. Like, I don't remember any.
And people consider that to be his best one. I think the only one I really like, I think Moolah.
RWT.
Moolah.
Oh, yeah, Moolah. You're right. RWT, Rolling Weed Time, is a banger, but it's only 2 minutes. So, take with that what you will. But yeah, Moolah was lit, and RWT was lit. But, like, I don't even remember most of these.
Mm-hmm.
FFOE, I only know what that is because he says finally famous over everything on every fucking song.
And you're like, oh, shit. But yeah. So that's Detroit 2. I liked it okay. Like, I need to listen to it more. I'm sure, once I've talked about it here before where, sometimes, like, a song will come up on shuffle and be like, or I'll listen to it and I'll be like, I really like that. Like, that sounds awesome. And then it sort of grows from there, my affinity. So it takes a long time for me to, like, love an album. Mm-hmm. But just have to listen to it. There's enough variety here that I definitely want to go back and listen to it more. It's not just, like...
Looking at the track list, there's a lot of very different like, people on it.
Yeah, so definitely,
of course, Travis Scott's song is named Lithuania. Bro, what?
He's also on the song, it's like Z...
ZTFO.
Yeah, it's like Zeke zooted out of my mind, or zoot the fuck out, or Zeke the fuck out, or something like that. And you just hear him in the background like, ah.
That's all he does.
That's why he's for that one. That's why he's not on that. Yeah.
But yeah, like, and I'm looking at it, bro. Like, fucking, a Friday Night Cypher has Eminem, some dude I've never heard of, Cash Doll, which I guess, T Grizzly, which is gonna go poorly, and like, yeah. So I haven't listened to this yet. I'm going to listen to it, and I am going to count out how many tracks I skip, and then bring that to us next week.
Yeah, please.
Lastly, can we stop putting Lil Wayne on songs, dog?
Yeah,
can we just like let him go?
It used to be like, oh shit, dude, Lil Wayne is on there.
You hear the line, it's like, oh my god, but that was like 2010. Like, we're 10 years past that now. And, like, it's funny because his verse on the What's Poppin' remix is, like, the hardest verse he's done in years, and it's still not as good as anybody else's verse on that song. And half of his verse is just playing on lines from the original, so it's not even like he came up with anything. You know what I mean?
You know, yeah, dude. When I see featuring Lil Wayne now on songs, I think about that worm on SpongeBob that's in the wheelchair. I'm just like, oh, just let him die. Well, not let him die, but just let him retire. Like,
let him die.
It's just like crunchy and crusty.
You know what's fucked up though? It's just like my man was having seizures at one point. Like, he was struggling for a hot minute. He
I hope he's doing well physically, but it's like, just stop putting him on songs.
Yeah, like, we don't. He's not a good rapper anymore. It's okay.
It's okay.
Like you can be bad. You know what I mean? Like, like Jay-Z.
You can be washed. Yeah.
Jay-Z's kind of washed. Like, his wash isn't as bad as fucking Lil Wayne's wash.
No,
but like,
no, because
his shit is still not what it used to be. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you definitely be getting some songs from Jay-Z like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm just gonna skip this.
Tom Ford. Tom Ford.
Somewhere in America, Miley Cyrus is still twerking.
I like that album.
That album is not bad. Yo, wait, which album is that?
That's Magna Carta.
Okay, that album for me is a Big Sean album. That it's got like some straight up fucking bangers in there, but there's a lot of skips in there, bro. Yeah. Also, my favorite song on that album, if I'm not mistaken, is Beach is Better. Beach is Better. It's only like 90 seconds, I think. And it makes me so mad because it goes so hard. And I was like, I have to skip like 4 songs to get to this, and it only lasts 90 seconds.
Dude, we'll make that'll be a future list. Songs that you wish were longer. Because there's like there's a couple of songs that I wish were just like long. There's one on Dark Sky Paradise, the one with Janae Aiko. It's like Same Time, or maybe it's I Decided. There's one of those that's called Same Time, and it's like a minute and a half, and I like how they sound together, and it sounds so good, and I'm like, dude, like fucking make it longer.
The whole album together.
Yeah. Other than I didn't listen to that one though.
Me neither.
But yeah, so that's Big Sean's Detroit. Or Detroit 2, I should say. And then also this week, or recently, SZA came out with a new album called Hit Different, featuring Ty Dolla $ign. And it was just okay. I like her first album a lot, Control. It's one of my favorites.
Never listened to
it. It's really good. I think it's 3 years old now. Yeah, I think it's 3 years old. I think it was my favorite album that year. I think that and Flower Boy are probably tied that year, 2017. And so, but that album's fantastic. The song was just okay, but maybe it's like another one of those things where like, it's a single, so it just sounds like okay out of context, but then if you listen to it in the context of the album, it sounds better. And then Ty Dolla $ign continues to sound great on features, but then if you make a song with him, I'm not going to listen to it.
Yeah, if he's the main song, you can just toss that song straight in the trash.
Yeah,
whatever but if he's featured, you did, if you did a feature for him, toss it in the trash. If he did a feature for you, that's just going platinum.
Oh, dude, yes. Like anytime I see featuring Ty Dolla $ign, I'm like, mwah, chef's kiss. It's like up there with Drake. It's like him, Drake. Who else is like? If I see featured, like probably Lil Wayne before.
Kind of like honestly that. 2 Chainz for me a little bit. Like 2 Chainz has his good own songs, but he's got a lot of bad. But every time he's a feature, it's a fucking banger.
Yeah, I guess I would say those 3 are probably like the ones where I see that. And
the Mount Rushmore features.
Yeah.
Yo, that's gonna be another fucking topic.
Add it to the bottom. But yeah, so the song's good. I'm excited to see what the album is. But yeah,
new music to me. I don't know how long it's been out, but someone showed it to me and I sent it to you, which is that Jim Boeheim song by Stove Got Cook.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yeah.
liked it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's got a whole album. Did you listen to any of it?
No, I didn't get a chance to. No.
Okay, so that Reasonable Drought album, it's got like I want to say it's 13 songs. I made it through the first 8 so far, and they're all fucking chef's kiss, bro. Guy named Rock Marciano's producing. I need to look him up because all the beats are good. But the very first song on it, Rolls Royce Brake Light, has The Wire line that goes so hard at the very end.
Oh, it's like sampled directly from it.
No, it's a bar like he. Let me find it. Rolls Royce riveting fucking podcast content. Wow, look this shit up. Rolls Royce Brake Lights. Also, so everyone should listen to it because they're all fucking bangers, anyways.
Yeah, I like the Jane Boeheim song you sent me. I really like that one.
What killed me is one of my friends sent it to me, and like we don't like he's not really into sports, so we don't really talk about it much. So I don't think he even like recognized I was a Syracuse fan. He just sent it because he had heard it and he liked it, and I was like, okay, Jim Boeheim, let's try and figure this out. And so like as it's playing, the whole song went and like came and went, and I was like, why the fuck is this song named Jim Boeheim?
Is it because of vehicular manslaughter?
What?
Jim Boeheim killed a guy.
I forgot. Fuck. I forgot all about that. I don't think that's even in the song either, though. I think he has one line about Syracuse, and the guy's from Syracuse, apparently.
Oh,
like,
that's just
so
like,
maybe that's it. But like, I remember
it could have very easily be named like Johnny Flynn or something.
Yeah, like I just remember the whole time I was like, why is this song called this? But Rolls Royce Brake Lights, his last bar is floor seats at the Garden again. He balling again. That boy think he hardened again. That wire hit the bank account. He feeling like Marlowe again.
Ooh,
I was like, ooh,
that's a good one.
God damn, son,
Damn.
Where'd you find this?
Oh, okay. That's yeah.
So yeah, check out Reasonable Drought by Stove Got Cook. That's a recommendation. Don't know when it came out, but it's new to me, so I'm throwing it in the fucking new music.
I mean, it's new music, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I'm sure that was scary good, but you know what else is scary?
Yeah, scary is other than fucking Lil Wayne's features on a song is fucking we're fucking close to October, baby.
October. Spooky season. I love spooky season. It's like just like the fall is in the air. You got like haunted trails. What else? Fucking fire shit. Pumpkins.
Hold on. Fire shit? What are we talking
what do you
about?
call it? Like fire pits, right? Like a fire pit, like you get some s'mores.
Oh,
I don't like
bonfires
s'mores.
and shit.
Bonfires, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, you were like fire shit. I was like, in my head, I'm like, I'm watching the last Airbender right now. I'm like, fire shit. What the fuck is the Fire Nation attack?
Yes, yeah. So I love Halloween, and I love everything around it.
Yeah, I like Halloween, except for when I worked at Lowe's Foods. That shit was poison. Having to stack and create that display of candy in the front, poison, bro.
Oh.
My worst day of work ever was the first day we put up Halloween candy. Like, I had to create the giant display of Halloween candy in the front. And, bro, first of all, it was like literally wooden boards being held up by like giant cans of potatoes. Oh. Like these giant fucking massive cans of like stewed potatoes that people would buy.
Yeah.
But they would never buy because who needs a giant can of stewed potatoes that big? We use that for stands. And I was having I just was having like really bad sinus issues and like just starting to get a headache from it. And I fucking took a no-name fucking allergy medicine, just like a Walmart brand or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I didn't think twice about it, but I took it, didn't realize it was straight up like Benadryl to put me to sleep. And so, bro, I like was fighting sleep, putting this stacking so much candy, and all the bags are filled with air. So, like, the candy doesn't stack right after you get to a certain amount because, like, the air's just lumped up all funny shit sliding off. The whole time I felt like fucking dying, bro. I was doing that shit for, like, 2 hours. Like, please, someone just shoot me. Like, someone walk in this door and just end me right now because I feel like garbage.
Jesus.
But, anyways, the rest of Halloween is pretty lit, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, other than that, it sounds horrible. No, yeah, I don't have an experience like that. I usually just, God, that sounds terrible.
It was
But,
awful, bro. Because I'm in. Also, dude, because like you take a Benadryl, it's a fucking rough time to stay awake. And
right.
like I remember legit like just spacing out and staring at the fucking candy for like a solid 2 minutes at one point, just being like, I can't do it. I can't move. Like I'm stuck, and like fucking, I'm in the front. Like this display is the first thing you see when you walk in the door, and people had to have just seen me fucking miserable, just trying to fucking stack candy on this shelf. Shit's falling down all over the place, bro. It's fucking awful.
It's like
Oh,
the
God.
moms with their kids. It's like the fucking the SpongeBob where the fish mom is taking her 2 kids away, like pushing them away.
Yes. Oh God, I was not a good representative for my job on that day. But yeah, so like, yo, Art, do you think what is Halloween gonna be like this year? As a full-grown adult that obviously doesn't go fuck a Halloween trick or treating anymore, like
yeah. So I mean,
it's
usually
gotta be a shitty time to be a kid right now.
oh yeah, like for kids, it's gonna suck. Like it's basically just be like dress up, stay home with your parents, and like just hang out at home. And I guess
the most trick or treating you're gonna do is like going to your grandparents' house.
Yeah, at the most.
Going to your uncle's house. Like
yeah. For adults, I think there'll be people who like with anything else that's happened so far.
Oh, don't give a fuck.
Don't give a fuck. They're gonna go out. They're gonna get drunk and stuff. For me, so what we usually do is like we'll have like just a little get together at a friend's house or at my house or something. And then we'll go out downtown to a bar, and like that's it. Like that's the night. But the difference is everybody's in costumes, so that makes it like a little different, right? It's like a little tweak to it.
And if I'm keeping it 100%, right? If I'm keeping it a buck, the best Halloween outfits from a group I've ever seen are your guys' fucking Big Mouth outfits. That shit. And I saw who was it? Was it Nick Offerman?
Yes, yeah.
Or no,
yeah.
not Nick Offerman.
It was the
Nick
other
Kroll.
guy. Nick Kroll, yeah. So Nick Kroll posted it on his, or maybe he retweeted it, or he posted it on his Instagram.
Or like quote tweeted it.
Yeah.
One or the other. But I saw that, I was like, what? And then I looked at the picture, I was like, nah, I get it. That shit's fire. Like, that's the best of fucking Halloween.
But we always had to stick together because it was like if you saw like me, I was just wearing a black vest.
And carrying a fucking pillow with you.
So if I didn't have the pillow with me, they're like, "Who are you? You're just wearing a black vest. Are you playing like a magician? Like what?" Well, technically.
Yeah, hey.
It's like, are you playing like the little fucking like the monkey from Aladdin? Why are you wearing a little vest? But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yo, also, the Elliot's killed me the most.
Oh yeah, he like grew a beard and he like shaved it to be just the mustache, and he had that fucking wig. I was very impressed
was
too.
So on point, bro.
Yeah, it looked just like it. I was very very impressed. He showed up with it, and I was like, "Dude, you look just like him." Holy shit.
That's awful. That's not a compliment, bro.
It's like, well, he changed his appearance. I think if he would have just put on a mustache, I would have been like, "Dude,
you look just like him." It's like I kind of feel bad now. I regret this whole outfit now.
But this year I think my girlfriend and I and a couple friends are going just up to the mountains, just to do something. But that's it. But yeah, no bars, no party, no nothing. But which sucks because this year Halloween falls on a Saturday.
Right, which should have been the rule all along. Like
it should be the last.
Halloween should be the last Saturday of October every fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
And now it finally happened, and we fucking took it through in the dumpster. Dude, took that shit, threw it straight in the garbage.
It sucks. Last year, toward the end of last year, I remember seeing a couple tweets that were like, next year's going to be so lit because 4th of July is on a Saturday, Halloween's on a Saturday, Thanksgiving is on a Thursday, or some shit like that. And
Thanksgiving's on a Thursday.
It was some weird tweet like that, and I was like,
newsflash, Thanksgiving's on a Thursday.
Can't wait, dude. We're going to get a 5-day weekend. We always get a 5-day weekend.
And you're not gonna believe this. Easter's on a Sunday, homie.
Bong. Oh shit! Next year. Oh shit! I think that was literally one of the things. Like Easter on a Sunday is like, oh shit, dude. But yeah, but this year's gonna suck. But oh well. But I do want to tell people about something that gets me in the mood every year, which is this series that used to be on Bravo, the channel. Like, I think it's like 14 or 15 years ago, there was a series called The 100 Scariest Movie Moments. And I remember watching this as a kid and loving it. And I think 3 or 4 years ago, I found it on YouTube. And so every Halloween, I rewatch the series. It doesn't change, and some episodes are missing. So I think it was like 5 or 6 episodes, and they chopped up the 100 moments over those episodes. And so there are some episodes missing from that bunch, but the ones that are there are cool. And I don't watch them, like put them on TV and watch them. Like I just have them on, like while I'm at work or while I'm doing chores or cooking dinner or whatever, just to sort of get in the mood to make it, get into the Halloween mood. But what it is basically, it's like a clip show where they just count down from 100 to 1, the scariest movie moments, but they have people like Wes Craven and John Carpenter and Peter Jackson and the cast from Scream, and they talk about the clips, even if they're not in the movies themselves. So like some of them are like Psycho, but then some of them are like these really obscure movies. And so I really liked it when I was a kid, and I like it now because they talk about famous movies or popular movies, but then they also talk about shitty movies that I probably wouldn't have heard of or talked about. So they'll be like, this one's really scary because of this or that. And I think I watched a few of them because of that show. But yeah, I love it. I wish they would redo it or put it on their channel or put it on Netflix or something.
Yeah.
Even though it's a little bit dated because, it's missing the last 15 years of horror. I think it's really cool. It also, last year I realized that it's a bit of a bummer because a not insignificant amount of people who they interview are dead. So
no.
Wes Craven is dead. George Romero, who did the Dead movies, is dead. I forget who else. It's like a bunch of older people are dead. So it's a little bit of a bummer, but I think it's awesome. It's so cool, and it's on YouTube, or most of the parts are on YouTube.
Did you ever do you remember having a movie as a kid that you definitely watched or watched some of, and immediately this was not I was not. I should not have been in the audience for this.
Oh, I would, dude. I know because I usually I would turn off the TV. I just be like, oh. No.
So I remember, God, I can't remember what was going on, but I must have been. I had to have been in middle school maybe, which is right on the line of your kid should know it's a movie and be cool with it, but also you know what I mean, and once you're in high school, I feel or maybe it was early high school. It might have been early high school, but either way, it's once you're in high school, you're starting to hit that point where it's obviously R-rated movies are for 17 and up, but
yeah.
Obviously high school kids are watching R-rated movies, and so it's really at that point scary shit. It's well, it's a movie and he understands what movies are. You know what I mean? So it's just not real, but also this you're still sometimes shit's catching you a little funny. I remember it was either very early high school or middle school. I tried to watch the original Exorcist, and when that bitch started jackknifing on the bed, I was like, dog, I'm out. I can't. I was fucked, bro. I was I literally was in my bedroom, and I tried to watch it at night. I was in my bedroom after that, and I was like, that was a mistake, bro. This is my whole time I was like, I shouldn't have seen that. I shouldn't have watched it.
Have you seen Knocked Up?
Yes.
At the end when he walks in on the baby crowning? And he comes out, he's like, I shouldn't have gone in there. Don't go in there. Don't go in there.
Promise me you won't go in there.
Promise me you won't go in
there. That was me after fucking, seeing part of The Exorcist, bro.
I still haven't seen it, but I know I can handle it. It's not because I'm afraid. I just, it's one of those things where I'm I'll get to it eventually at this point. But I don't think I had one like that. I think the closest is probably, I remember I watched... Ooh, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake, the one with Jessica Biel.
Okay, I don't think I ever watched that.
It starts off with mockumentary footage, which always freaks me out. Mockumentary footage and horror always
God, what's the one? What was the big one?
Paranormal Activity?
No, before that.
The Blair Witch Project.
Yo, that one fucked me up. The Blair Witch Project, I watched that well where that shouldn't have been a problem, and it still sketched me out.
Oh, dude, the best, well, two things. So, one, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre freaked me out because there's this sound. It's like a flash bulb. Have you ever heard it?
Yes.
Let me see if I can play it. I think I found it on YouTube. And it was ching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, freaky. And so, yeah, and then the Blair Witch Project freaks me out because I remember like one of the first times I watched it in like surround sound, like at night, like with the volume all the way up.
Bro.
And dude, like the first time I watched it was like at home during the day, and I was like freaked out. But then the second time I watched it was at night with surround sound, and dude, you can hear like the crackling behind you,
bro.
And like you can hear like kids laughing that I didn't hear the first time because I think I watched it the first time in like one of those box TVs with just like the shitty little speakers. And so you could hear like the crackling and the crunching, and I was like terrified. I was like, Jesus Christ,
bro. Okay, oh fuck, dude, I have it. At some point, we need to get together, and it needs to be dark out. Like it needs to be nighttime, and we're gonna turn off all the lights in someone's room, or like there was a game. So there's the guy who did all the Metal Gear Solid games. Hideo Kojima is like super well known. Like he's like legendary in the business.
Yeah.
For his like writing, and he's like a creative lead on like game directing and shit like that. He did like so Silent Hill games haven't come out in a while. And he did a game called PT, and it had
I've seen that. Yeah,
bro. PT is short for playable teaser because it was supposed to be a teaser for the next Silent Hill game, which is made by Konami, which is who he did all the Metal Gear Solid games with, and they had a falling out. So like that whole game got canned because he's not with Konami anymore, and they still have the rights to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
But bro, that game is the sketchiest fucking shit. No.
Isn't it like the hallway one, right?
Yes,
you're walking
you
down a
play
hallway,
through
and
the
like you
same
open a door and you
every
like
time.
pop out of the door a little bit.
You go through the door and you come back in the hallway from where you were just at. Like it's a L-shaped hallway. It's literally like you go down the hallway, you take a right, you go down the hallway. There's a door. You open the door, you pop back up at the beginning of the hallway. But like things are changing the whole time, and you know it's supposed to be scary. So like you're like, oh well, you know I know it's supposed to be scary. Nah, dude, doesn't fucking matter. The shit's terrifying, and it's not just jump scares. That's the thing. It's like jump scares to me are just cheap. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, of course, if I'm not. It's like whenever, like, as a kid, like, someone would throw a fake punch at you and you'd flinch, they'd be like, you flinch, you're a bitch. It's like, no, that's the correct response if someone's about to hit me.
Like, it's literally my lizard brain protecting me from damage. Like, there is, like, what do you, like, almost
supposed to get rocked in the face?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. You're evolutionarily developed to protect yourself from danger.
Like, what if I condition myself to not flinch, and then someone actually throws a punch? It rocks my shit, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like so evolution would have failed.
Yes. So like jump scares are just that to me. It's like, you flinched. Yeah. But like this shit is just so eerie the whole time. It's no fucking bueno. Because what happens is it hits you with the jump scare. And then the thing that got you with the jump scare is now always a looming threat. Like sometimes you just see it right in front of you and you're just like, I don't know what to do because I know this thing's going to get me if I walk straight at it. And so it's like you're just like always on edge. So it's like little shit that isn't even jump scares. Like a door will creak and you're like, dog, like not today, bro. And if you do it in a completely blacked out room, nah, I didn't make it all the way through that demo. In the fucking daylight with the lights on. Did not make it all the way through.
Couldn't do it. Like I've watched people play it, so like I sort of have a very rough like experience with it. I've never played it, but I've seen people play it. And yeah, like I couldn't do it.
So
like
one of the jump scares is this bitch Lisa is like just a monster, but like I don't know why she's named Lisa or how people named her that, or I don't remember. But anyways, she has gotten the name Lisa, and like she's like basically the only thing that will kill you. But like, so like there's all these different ways she can show up. Like, one of them, she's just in a window. Like, doesn't jump out at you. If you just happen to look at that window, she's there. And it's like, that's sketch. Like, because it's a tight hallway. But, like, someone dug into the code of the game and, like, was looking at it. And basically, the game has positioned itself. And they reverse engineered the camera. Because it's a first-person camera, right? So they took the camera and turned it around. So, like, if it was looking behind you, and Lisa's behind you the whole time. The whole entire time, game. Yes. Like, when you turn, she turns behind you. But the whole time, she is directly behind you. And I was like, like, you don't even know that when you're playing it. But then knowing it after, like, I hadn't played the shit in years when I heard that, and I was like, dog, like, I immediately was scared. I was like, that's no fucking good, bro. I don't need that.
Yeah. Yep. I remember seeing that where somebody did that, and they were like, yeah, they did the thing, and she was behind you the entire time, and she's like, her head is like twitching or something, right?
Yes, yeah, and it's like inches from you the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! God, spooky season, baby.
Spooky season. Let's do it. Oh, dude. Speaking of Blair Witch, there's one scene that I think freaked me out more than anything that time that I watched it with surround sound. Like when I was like, I think I was like in high school or middle school, and it's not even like one of the scary scenes at the end. It's one of the scenes early on where they're filming the documentary, so it's in that black and white.
Mm-hmm.
And the main lady, whose name is Heather, she is reading a story from the Blair Witch, from like the legends.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like she reads, it's fucking etched into my brain forever because it was terrifying for me for some reason. But she's telling about the story about these old campers who walked up and they found like this ring of men who had all been killed and placed in like a circle, like a sort of what's it called, sacrificial way with like carvings in their bodies. And she talks about how the men that found them, the two men that found them, ran back to get help, and they were gone for like 2 hours. And when they came back, the men were gone.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, there have been signings that the men had been taken because the blood was still fresh, so they were taken by something.
Mm-hmm.
And the camera lingers on like where they found them, and I was like, I want to get the fuck out of here. Like I was like, turn this shit off. It was so creepy.
Cut this shit the fuck off.
Turn this shit the fuck off. It's too creepy. What is he doing? He's fucking my psyche up.
Yeah. Cut that shit the fuck off. Dude, that's I mean, obviously it's supposed to be this like scariest part, but bro, the end is fucking sketchy. The very end of that movie is so just like, nah, dog. Wish I'd have stopped this 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Because it's just a black and white footage, right? Because it's dark in there.
And the only thing she has left is the black and white camera. Yep.
Yeah, and they go into the basement, and he's just standing in the corner, facing the corner. And then doesn't the camera drop, and you hear her just start walking to a corner?
She just goes. You just hear her go, ah, or she like screams for a second, and then it just drops, and that's it.
Oh, okay, yeah, nah, dude, sketch. Like,
oh, so good. And the thing is, so the Bravo's 100 moments spoiled that for me because they mentioned that moment in the show. But it was still, when I watched it, I was like, Jesus, that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
But yeah, so spooky season has started. I'm so excited. And next week I'll have a suggestion for another series that people should watch, but I'll keep it until then next week. But yeah, if you can find Bravo's 100 scariest movie moments, watch it. If you can watch a horror movie, try to, just to, get in the mood and enjoy the fall. Yeah, exactly. Enjoy the fall by fucking being on edge for the next 2 hours after you watch a scary movie at night. Yeah. And then speaking of a fall, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks were kicked out of the bubble and out of the playoffs. Yet again, earlier and worse, dude. I think it was like a gentleman's sweep, 5 games. Also by the Heat, right? By the Heat, with like not even like the Celtics or the Butler, Raptors, bro. Like, by the way, I think the Heat might take the Celtics if I'm keeping it a buck. You think so? I think dude, that team is like surprisingly loaded. Like him, Bam Adebayo, even Tyler Hero. Yeah. I forget who they have. Somebody else on there. I forget who else. Gordon Dragic is a point guard. He was a really big deal at one point. And I'm sure Udonis Haslem is still on the bench somewhere. Somewhere, bro. My man. God. Logging a minute and a half and maybe a rebound. Udonis Haslem is just a better version of Kendrick Perkins. Like, because Kendrick Perkins, I feel like he was like on a team, he'd like come in for like 3 minutes and just be menacing looking and then just leave. Yeah. But, yeah, so I don't know. Because I hate being like, well, Giannis, that means that he's not very good. Because the man is going to be a 2-time MVP, right? Oh, also, Budenholzer limited him to like fucking 30 minutes a game, I feel like. What is he? Dude, yeah, dude, as long as he's the coach, I don't know. Either he adjusts his shit and like changes it and does what Nick Nurse does and like plays dudes like 42, 44 minutes. Like, these are the playoffs, dude. Like, what are you saving your time for? So, like, the thing is like load management is a thing in the regular season so that you're good to blow it all in the playoffs. Exactly. And right? Also, like, as much as it's like, I'm trying to, like, as much as you want to be like, oh, well, you don't want to play him 45 minutes and he gets hurt. You know what I mean? Like,
Sure, but the thing is, like, you have to. It's a risk and reward, and at some point, you have to throw a little risk on the table, which is that like this is Giannis's window. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like LeBron's fading. Giannis is also LeBron's fading, but like really is still just fucking killing it. But like I think we can all understand that regardless of the numbers, he's definitely not the same LeBron. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so it's like the East is looking shaky in the light. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Kawhi's
yeah,
out.
like,
The Celtics are super
window,
young. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're so dominant. This is when you need to be like, I'll play fucking 44 minutes a game for the next fucking 3 series. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know that he didn't want to, but fucking Budenholzer was not playing him.
And he was also hurt a little bit, but still, it's like, I don't know.
Again,
it's
this is your
know.
window. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is your window. I mean, like, yeah, because you're not gonna have. I know Chris Middleton has that big contract, but he's good. I think, do they still have Malcolm Brogdon?
Yes, I believe so.
So he's rookie of the year a couple years ago, so he's still good. And
all right, so his minutes in the Miami series were 37, 36, and 35. He never played 40 minutes.
Jeez, dude, you gotta be at least 42.
Right, at least 40. Just get the 40 mark. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, every time I always see people talking about like, oh, the team's good, it's looking good, but then you're like, but Bud is still the coach, so it's like,
they're a great regular season team, and that seems to be the extent of it.
Yeah, so it's like, it sucks because it's like, well, what do you do now? Like, what do you change? Because you won like 60-something games, or you would have won 60-something games, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you're like in that late LeBron's time when he was at Cleveland the first time.
Right. And you know what LeBron needed? Change of scenery. Giannis is going to the Golden State Warriors, everybody. Yeah, somebody said that. I'm going, first of all, if Giannis does it, shout outs to him because that's a fucking ring. If you have Clay, Steph, and Giannis on a team, that's a ring. I don't care.
Did you hear what Draymond said when he was talking about him? Like, they're going to hit him with another tampering, but, I mean, you really can't. But they were talking about the defense that they were playing and how they were collapsing on him and building a wall so he couldn't do what he usually does.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, that's because, Miami isn't respecting their shooters. They don't got shooters to respect. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. Also, hint, that doesn't really hold water. I feel like because Chris Middleton's a good shooter and fucking
exactly, but he's
Brook
just basically
Lopez
saying like,
hey, we have the 2 best shooters in the league.
Hey, like wink, wink. But
the only problem is Draymond is they're gonna fucking cut your ass.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, why is he saying that? Like, do you think it's like, do you think you're safe? You're not safe. You're not one of them two.
Yeah, if they have Giannis, they're putting him at the 5, and they definitely ain't putting you at the 4 because, as we just talked about, they need to respect the shooters, and you shoot like you have a fucking book bag on.
Or if anything, like unless he comes in free agency, any deal is going to involve getting rid of Draymond, right? Like, it's going to involve him. Like, I think Clay and Steph are untouchable, but I think everybody else, including the miraculous Andrew Wiggins, yes, him too, they're expendable, or they're going to be on the chopping block or the trading block.
Yeah, they have to. For Giannis, bro, fuck anybody. Like, anybody other than Clay or Steph. And realistically, they would be on the block for me. You know what I mean? Like, if I was running the Warriors and the only answer was like, hold on, let's put it this way. From a purely basketball standpoint, I'd be like, yeah, I'd get rid of one of them. Not both, but like I would get rid of Steph to get Giannis if you had Clay still there. But obviously, just from like a fan's perspective, like you
like
just,
a team,
you're gonna catch a lot of heat if you let go of Steph or Clay.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
But
no, I
purely from X's and O's, I think I would get rid of one of them for Giannis easy.
And honestly, I think you're right. I would probably keep Clay.
Right, because Steph just has the ball in his hands a lot. You know what I mean? It's just like, I think that you could just give that to Giannis and then just let Giannis fire it out to Clay.
Yeah, but can you imagine like Steph, Clay, Giannis? But apparently, I think he has one more season left. So he's got one more under contract with the Bucks, and then I think it's free agency or maybe restricted. But it's coming, and it's kind of like LeBron the first time, when he was in Cleveland, where he was still 2 years away, and everybody was like, oh, where's he going? Right? Like, there's like these rumblings.
The thing is like if you're a small market team, I feel like you have to be winning, like and like there has to be no doubt that you're right there. You know what I mean? Like we're talking about in a weak East, like a pretty weak version of the East, and the Bucks still couldn't get through. Like with Giannis being as good as he is, like that's like LeBron with the Cavs. Just like the pieces you've put around me. I mean, Giannis definitely has a better supporting cast than fucking LeBron did because LeBron's supporting cast was fucking anemic, bro. That shit was terrible.
You're telling me 17th year in the league, Shaq wasn't gonna win it?
Big Z, Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
Yeah, Big Z and Shaq.
What? Yeah, probably not. But and Delonte West, who may or may not have fucked LeBron's mother. But like if LeBron was looking at a situation like I've been here this long on a rookie contract, you've had all the options to make this work and haven't. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like I'm out, and it's kind of looking like the same thing for Giannis. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like, did you see what he did? I think it was today.
Oh, what? No, what?
He unfollowed all of his Bucks teammates on Instagram.
What?
Mm-hmm.
So,
but I think he unfollowed everybody except for 9 people. It was one of those like purge everybody.
Okay. But still, that's a little.
Yeah.
Also, like, why do people do that?
Like it's like a cleanse thing. It's like I'm just cleansing my mind.
Nah, eat shit.
Just...
Like what?
Like he must have known what was gonna happen.
Right. Everyone's like, oh, it doesn't mean anything. It's like incorrect because you knew it was gonna mean something when you did it, and then you still chose to do it, which means you took on the cost of like the rumors, and for you to decide that that's worth it, it has to be because I don't care. I don't want to see another fucking Bucks player for the rest of my life. Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, don't even bring up Malcolm Brogdon's name around me. Fucking slash your face. I think, yeah, like he must have. I don't know, because it's like one of those things. It's like, yes, he technically did unfollow all of the Bucks players, but then he also unfollowed all of the other players, right? But of course, that doesn't get you clicks. That doesn't get the hype machine going.
Also, like, if you unfollow fucking Jimmy Butler, it's like, all right, well, you just lost to him in a series. I get it. You unfollow all your teammates, bro. It's going to be like, you got some problems with your teammates, I guess. Like,
so he's only following 8 people.
Okay.
And the 8 are, like, I think they're all family members.
Okay.
Including his dog's account.
Yo, all right, that is a statement. If you unfollow all your teammates but are still following your dog, bro, that's a statement. You just
if I was Chris Middleton, I was like, dude, I got the max. I'm right there with you. I'm not your what is it called? Your fuck, I forget the word. I'm not the same as you, but I'm I'm not the
Robin
same as you.
Batman.
Yeah, I'll be the Robin, dude. I'm not a common Gotham citizen.
Right.
I've been trained in the martial arts, man. I know a little bit.
Exactly. But yeah, no, it's he has to leave Milwaukee. That's like the only recourse, and he's gonna go to the Knicks. JK, there's no fucking way he goes to the Knicks, bro.
No.
There's no fucking way. No way. Ain't no fucking way.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks, they have to make a splash, right? They have to do something.
Yeah, but who else is gonna come to the fucking Bucks, bro?
Who would they make the Giants? People, I don't know. People are saying like Chris Paul, but I'm like, no, like that's how is that any different than? I know he's still good, but how is that any different than getting Shaq for LeBron, right?
Well,
like,
again, the difference is Chris Paul's still good. The difference is Chris Paul is still good. Like Chris Paul is still was a big contributor for Oklahoma City. Like kept it a series with the Rockets. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I mean, he's still got some game to him. The reason why I don't think that's a good idea is because even if they make it further, like if they make it to the finals, like Giannis is gonna be like, "Cool, we made it to the finals, but I fucking hate Chris Paul because everyone hates Chris Paul.
Everybody hates Chris Paul. It's like Giannis will probably kill him before they even make the playoffs.
Right? Giannis will pick up Chris Paul and dunk him through the fucking basket in 2 steps from half court.
Euro step this bitch. But yeah, I do think he leaves. I am hoping that the Bucks learn something from like the Thunder or the the Cavs or the Magic with Dwight Howard, where they try to make a push to do something, right? Make a big splash. You can't keep the same team. You just can't. I mean, even if I don't know,
Yeah, but you try and make a big splash now, and you think he's gonna leave anyways, and then now you're just stuck with that fucking big splash. Like, whatever.
well, the big splash better be like be somebody that you like.
Wouldn't mind having around after Giannis leaves.
Yeah, he could
but
be the franchise cornerstone.
But who's that gonna be?
Right.
I'm trying to think of like anybody
who's like young but still pretty good. Like I was thinking like Booker, but no, somebody like Jamal Murray, but nobody's gonna let somebody like Jamal Murray go.
Exactly. And also, if you're Devin Booker and the Suns are gonna let you go, you're not gonna relocate to fucking Milwaukee, bro. You're not gonna be like, well, I was in this real shitty situation, so what if I get in the exact same situation somewhere else,
but colder?
Yeah, there's no way. Bro, Milwaukee's just fucked. They had a chance and they fucking blew it. And now they're just going to lose Giannis. And Giannis is going to go to the fucking Golden State Warriors. And they're going to win another fucking 2 rings. It's going to be great.
Just disappointing.
It is fucking disappointing. It's like, as awful as the shit has gone, it has worked so well for the Golden State Warriors. Like, their 2 biggest players got injured and KD left. And it's going to lead to them having, like, the fucking... Where did they land in the draft?
I think it's like 3rd.
Like 3rd in the draft, and like they're not gonna trade for Giannis, and they'll just get him next year. So they'll have Steph, Clay, the 3rd pick in this year's draft, Giannis, and hopefully not Draymond.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, they had the worst year, and they're still gonna win just from the fact they have 2 great players still.
Meanwhile, the Knicks play like dog shit, are terrible every year, and we got the fucking 8th pick or whatever the fuck it was, because we're fucking doomed. I'm gonna end every NBA segment with how mad I am that I'm a Knicks fan. All right,
just disappointing all around. But
one day, maybe not. I was gonna say one day we'll win a championship, but maybe not. Maybe I might go my whole life without. The Knicks might fucking relocate out of New York before they fucking win. Fuck, bro! If the Hornets win a championship before the Knicks do, I'm gonna be extremely upset because that organization is ran similarly like dog shit and in a smaller market. If they pull it off before we do, I'm gonna be so mad.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even want to imagine it for you because I don't even know. You'll be inconsolable. You'll just be like,
yeah, dude, we're gonna fucking the podcast isn't gonna drop for the next fucking 4 weeks afterwards.
You're gonna be like, remember the when Popeyes, when the chicken sandwich shit was going on, and there was that picture of the lady outside of the Popeyes just hunched over. That's gonna be you, just like.
Exactly. Over my fucking burning single Knicks jersey, the Mellow jersey. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, but speaking of disappointing, I watched Mulan.
That's not a good sign for that movie.
Which I mentioned earlier. So, I actually had high expectations for this, or high hopes for it. And I don't really know why, because The Lion King was shitty. Or not shitty, but it wasn't... The Lion King and Aladdin last year were both just like a solid, like closed-lipped thumbs up, just like,
At least like The Lion King, I understand it being is because like we went from cartoon animals to real animals, and that's not going to translate. And then like
right.
Aladdin is mostly people, except for you replace the genie with Will Smith, and that looked goofy, and that whole situation, like maybe that held the movie back. I didn't watch it, but like I get like one of your main characters is a giant blue genie. That doesn't quite translate to the screen as well as like a cartoon does. Especially considering the genie is always shape-shifting. You know what I mean? Like it just like it's more for a cartoon. But Mulan,
and then when
I feel like
Mulan,
it's just mostly people, right? Like there's not really. I mean, there's the little dragon, right?
No, that he's not in this live action one. So this one is like more.
So that should have made it work even better, right? Like you know what I mean, comparatively to the other ones. They're like, this is the one that makes sense for a live action to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Like, it's sort of hard to pin. And as I was watching it, I was like, I don't know why it's not clicking for me. And, like, it I don't know, like it just moves so fast where like it doesn't have time to breathe. Where like I at the beginning, you know, they're like, yeah, every guy needs to, or every family needs to, you know, add a male to the army, right? And so they say that, but I'm like, and Mulan goes, or she, you know, comes up with a plan, but I'm like, I don't know who Mulan is because I literally have not had a single scene with her. All of the scenes are literally like she'll walk in, she'll like say a thing, or maybe her dad will say a thing, and then it cuts to the next scene, and I'm like, I don't know who this person is. Like,
Yeah.
I got nothing, and like, and so I'm like, am I supposed to know who she is because of the animated movie? In which case, this movie fails as a movie because it's not telling me anything. And so then the movie fucking just blasts by everything, and so it ends, and I'm like, oh, like it must be like 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and 5 minutes. Like, why else would they be rushing? Because they're trying to squeeze in everything. It ended. It was at an hour and 45 minutes, and I'm like, you rushed through the movie to get to an hour 45. Why? Literally every scene is just like, it starts and they'll be like, boom, 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 next scene, and I'm like, let this shit breathe. My God.
Yeah, that's rough. I never watched the animated Mulan. I've never watched it. Don't like I just missed the boat on that one like altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Don't really know what it was. I know Caitlin liked it a lot, so she was wanting to see the remake. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's just weird. That seemed like the one that should have landed to me. You know what I mean? Out of all the live action adaptations like of the movies they've done, that one seemed like, nah, I get why they're doing this one live action.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know. And sort of like Big Sean, it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't like,
Right.
you know, it sort of, it checks the box. Like, you go, like, this is the scene where she, like, the sad part. This is the action scene. And then the action scenes, like, they were solid, but they were also weirdly edited. Like, the whole thing felt very weird. Because, like I said, it looks insanely expensive.
Right.
But, yeah, it's just weird. Just weird.
So, has Disney just been throwing up airballs lately? Is that like really what's been going on? Because
With their live action shit, yes.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
it seems
in
like
general, like I'm trying to think. I mean, like the last Star Wars movie I heard wasn't great. The Lion King wasn't great. Mulan wasn't great.
Marvel shit's good.
Okay, but I feel like
I think anything
when
that's
was their
like
last Marvel thing?
Far From Home last year was the last one.
Yeah.
July of last year.
Yeah, and like also like that. I don't know where they're going. Like I don't know. So like Marvel
Well, we would have known
like
if,
a train. Yeah, that's true. But like Marvel has just been a train of just like hype and energy rolling from one project to the next, right? And then I feel like after Endgame, they didn't have a whole lot of like we're finished. You know what I mean? And they managed to keep the hype rolling into Far From Home just because everyone loves Spider-Man. You know, like it was kind of like a passing of the torch, and like you don't want to like just jump off the train the moment it ends. You know, and you're like I heard this next part might be great, and Far From Home came out and it was pretty good, but like I don't know. It's they're running into like a weird territory now where it's like I don't know that they're going to be able to sustain this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they had the formula up until now, but all your big names are gone. You know what I mean? Like Downey Jr.'s not coming back. Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. ain't walking through that door. Fucking Chris Evans ain't walking through that door. Right. You know what I mean? Like Samuel L. Jackson right now is probably the second most charismatic person you have in your fucking roster.
And so like I'm looking at and then so like the Marvel site's a little like a little like up in the air.
Oh, and Captain Marvel.
Star Wars is up in the air.
Who's like a big Captain Marvel, who's like a big deal. Like her movie kind of didn't. It was okay. It was, you know what I mean. Like it wasn't bad, but it's not gonna carry a hype train for you. You know what I mean? Like,
I think hers. I think will just because I think herself was well received, and the movie made $1 billion. So I think hers is a lot like Spider-Man, where it'll be like her. Well, it was gonna be like we said, Black Panther, Spider-Man, and her. Now I think it'll be more like Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and her. Maybe still Black Panther if they recast or if they make Shuri Black Panther. Yeah. But yeah, so their stuff is up in the air. Star Wars is up in the air. Their like live action adaptations have been just like milk toast shit, and even their animated stuff has been just kind of
What animated stuff have they come out
pretty
with lately?
good. So since Coco,
Okay,
which
Coco was a
amazing.
banger. Okay.
Yeah, so that's November of 2017.
You know, I talk
They
about
had
crying like a bitch in movies all the time.
oh
Bro,
Coco,
Coco is
yep.
fucking rough,
Mm-hmm.
bro.
Dude, that's like an all timer. That's like one of their. That's like their last. I think that is their last like true masterpiece.
Yeah.
And so then after that, you get Incredibles 2, which is pretty good, above average.
Yeah.
Ralph Breaks the Internet, which was I think just okay.
Which is weird. I loved the first Wreck-It Ralph. Like, I thought
Mm-hmm.
it was really solid. And then I just had
Same.
no urge to go see Ralph Breaks the
Same.
Internet. I was just
Same.
like,
I
whatever.
watched it,
I feel
but
like,
I sort of
was
just
it, like,
kind of.
too long in between, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I felt the same way, and I watched it. I watched it with my brother Mike, and we were both like, "That was okay." Toy Story 4, which is another one where I was like, "That was okay." The Lion King, which you talked about, which is like, which they included in their animated category, which I think is a very very good dig. Frozen 2, which was another one that was like, that was okay. Spies in Disguise, which isn't them, they just own the studio that does them.
Okay.
That does the animated one, that's okay. And then Onward, which was a Pixar one, but that's another one where it was like it was kind of like Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Which
it was
one's
like,
Onward?
It was pretty good. It's the one with the brothers with the elves. And
Oh,
it's,
yeah, with
in the
Tom
van.
Holland and Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I wanted
yeah.
to see that, actually. Like, I
It was
really
good.
wanted to, but I haven't for some reason.
It's good, but it's like one of those, it's like, you watch something like Inside Out or Coco or even Moana, and you're like, that's like that good shit, dude. That is that good Disney shit. And then you watch Onward, and you're like, that's like that average Disney shit. That's that mid Disney shit.
Yeah, I have to check it out, but I also haven't seen Moana. I need to see that.
That's another one that I think it's not Coco level, but it's close,
Right.
and it's like right there.
Yeah, Coco was a fucking banger. Yeah, Kayla and I went to see that in theaters, and I can't remember if it was that movie. It might have been. I think it was. We went, and it was like, I think we both took the day off because we had something else to do that day. But then we finished it early, and it was like during the week, and I think we went to see Coco like at an early show, like in the middle of the week, and there was literally not a single other person in the theater, and I was like, "This is so good!" Like, I was like,
why are people here?
Yeah, like this room needs to be full. I don't give a fuck. Also, I think we were watching in Asheboro, and I don't think Asheboro's probably got the target demographic for that movie. So that's probably plays a part. But yeah, that movie was great. I like forget about that movie sometimes until like someone mentions it, and I'm like, yo, that was top notch. But yeah, that's like really I think their last like super big nailed it one. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
other than the Marvel movies.
Yep. No, yeah, I agree.
Oh, how
I
the
agree.
mighty have
So it's
fallen.
interesting to see. It's interesting to see where they go. Like people always, last year everybody was like Disney's taking over because they happen to have like this planetary lineup of just gigantic movies, right? So they had Frozen 2, The Lion King, and The Avengers or Endgame, right?
Right.
But not every year is going to be like that. And I think this year,
And this is a fucking rough year because now you're starting Star Wars from scratch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you've completed that section of Star Wars. You're
Right.
starting your next Star Wars thing from scratch, and if that's bad, it's not going to be great.
That's another one that was last year too. So yeah.
You're starting your fucking Avengers shit, like you know what I mean, or like your Marvel shit's kind of started over, and like your one foray was good, but you didn't really roll that into anything because of everything that's going on. It's like if your next couple Marvel movies are bad, people might bail out. You know what I mean? And then I don't know of any big animated movies that are coming out. Like they might have a rough road ahead. Because Mulan was supposed to be a fucking like that was supposed to be a huge deal, and apparently that just kind of came out flat. I don't give a fuck about the Black Widow movie. If I'm keeping it a buck, don't give a fuck.
I'm very excited.
Really?
I'm very excited for it, and that's another part where I bought the Mulan on Disney Plus because I was like, well, like for the most part, I do want to watch Mulan, but then I also wanted to be like, Disney, look, we will buy these movies if you put them on here. Like, you don't have to wait them out and put them in theaters. We will buy them if you put them on here. Now, I do think more people will buy the Black Widow if they put it on for the premium shit than they did Mulan. But I just wanted to be like, look, we will buy it, like clearly. So
yeah, I'm trying to like, I don't know, like I just don't. I mean, the character's dead. You know what I mean? Like no bearing on anything going forward. So it's just like, to me, this should have been done before Endgame.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You should have done this to give more character development to the character while the character still mattered.
Right. I think mean they probably didn't do it for a reason, so I am interested to see why, right? Like there must have been a reason.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling the movie's going to go into why they didn't do it then. I'm excited to see her, Florence Pugh, who I think is awesome, and I want to see the villain Taskmaster. So I'm excited to see how they use him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like the guy from Stranger Things. I think he's in there too. So yeah, so I was excited for it. I mean, I wonder what they're gonna do with it. I tweeted out that I think they were gonna wait to see how this weekend went, and if it went well, or when Mulan came out, and see how it went for them, and if it went well, rental wise or premium rental wise, they were going to put it like for sale over Thanksgiving break.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll wait to see how that goes. If they'll either wait it out, or if they'll put it premium, or they'll put premium for $20 or something. But yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I don't know. I feel like Disney's in a very precarious situation. You know what I mean? Like they got a lot of stuff that could. They're all giant IPs. You know what I mean? Like they're all like. Boy, you could just fucking coast on this for a while, but you kind of hit the lull in all of them at the same time, and now things could get real sketchy for you real fast if you drop the ball on these. Like, and the thing, again, my issue is that like on all of these, I feel like your last couple entries haven't been great. You know what I mean? like your Mulan didn't really hit the way you thought it would. Lion King didn't either. Star Wars didn't either. Like Far From Home was good. But it's been a minute, like I just feel like there's a lot of chances for it to kind of fall apart. So yeah, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see. We should.
Yeah, absolutely. Was gonna talk about what we've been watching. So you talked about Mulan. I'm still watching The Last Airbender.
Yeah, do you want to wrap it up with a couple of your thoughts? Just like
so far, Airbender?
Because I think last time we talked, you had mentioned
3 or 4 episodes in.
3 or 4 episodes in, yeah.
So yeah, it's really good still. Like it's like a very odd experience to me. I don't really know how to describe it. It's really good. Like all of it flows together. It's like you said, it's almost like a Monster of the Week kind of deal. Like. The last episode, like 2 episodes ago, I watched was just like him in the like some Earth Nation, Earth Kingdom like town, and it was like the king was actually his old friend that was like a psycho.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like that whole thing was like its own self-contained event, but then like just gave you like a little like a glimpse into the character moving forward. You know what I mean? So it's like it's all like kind of unique and contained, and it's really good. I don't know that I am positioned in such a manner to make any like judgments about why it's good or why it, what's working for it yet. But I will say shit got lit. In the last episode I watched, where he went into the fucking Avatar room, like Roku and the Fire Nation, and they're all lined up outside, and they're like, he's in there with the Avatar and the Fire Nation guy. He's Prince Zuko's. I don't know how they're related. Uncle?
His uncle, the guy,
not
Ero?
No, not Ero. The guy that's like still working for his dad. And I feel like
he's
they're
like the
brothers.
lieutenant or something, right?
Yes, maybe. And anyways, he's like, it doesn't matter. He has to come out sometime. And bro, that door opens and it is 100% not Aang and 100% fucking fucking Avatar Roku just comes through with the heat and fucking burns the whole temple down. I was like, they were not prepared. That shit got real lit for a second.
I will say, dude, somebody told me before I watched it that their favorite one was season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I watched all of it, and I agree, but only by a little bit. So I think all 3 of them are A's, and then I think 2 is just like a little, maybe like A plus a bit,
right.
Just like a little bit better than the rest, but not by a lot. So it's not like, oh my gosh,
like the rest
2
of
is
them
way
were
better
95s out of 100, and 2's like 97.
Right, yes. And I think 2 is great, and 2's finale is fucking awesome. And I think 2 introduces, I think the end of season 1 introduces, but 2 primarily has my favorite villain of the series.
Okay.
So 2 is, be on the look, like get excited for season 2.
Yeah, I will say, actually, I've watched another episode since then, and it had one of the worst voice actors I've ever seen. And the whole time I couldn't get past it.
Do you remember what it was?
It was the kids in the trees. The kid Jet, who has he's supposed to be the cool guy with the little fucking straw hanging out of his mouth, where he floods the whole town. The whole time I was like, bro, this is the flattest fucking voice acting you could get. My man is one single tone. The whole bro. I change emotion in this podcast more than that dude changed fucking his emotion or tone in an actual fucking feature episode of a show that was doing well on Nickelodeon. That was the worst voice acting I've ever. If somebody wants to go back and just double check that, I want to say it had to have been episode 8 or 9. It's the kids in the trees. They're the Fire Nation's in a village down below, and it's this little moral dilemma because they think they're doing well and they're tricking him to try and flood the village or whatever. But the main kid from that village of trees is the worst voice actor I've ever seen in an anime, bro. 100%. My man is the fucking, what is his name? Fucking Ben Stein of cartoon voice acting.
Because he's supposed to be cool, man. He's Jet. He's just supposed to be
you can be cool with that. My man talks like this the entire episode, and I talk about killing a whole town full of people and trying to justify it to people that disagree with me in this tone the whole time. Bro, it is the most awful shit. My man's but the Fire Nation did it. They killed your mother. We have to destroy this dam. Bro, what? How are you trying to make a convincing argument of someone else's dead mother by speaking in this tone? What is wrong with you, bro? Microsoft Sam could have convinced me to let that fucking dam break before you. Oh, fuck. All right, but yeah, I'm still the show is still great. So I'm definitely gonna stick with it, keep watching. I'm excited. There's not a whole lot of action yet, but also he hasn't really you get little glimpses of action, and that might be what it is through the whole thing. But I feel just naturally as he has, he masters new elements and learns to do things, it's naturally just going to increase in scale and be more legit. I feel you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't want to see too much, but I do think it increases in action. I will say that.
Okay. Yeah. So that's cool. And the little bit of action we got is great. And it's the action in Avatar is it's the equivalent of Jackie Chan action to me. It's not, my man's not out here just rocking people's shit and just demolishing them. He's doing the stunt he's trapped, and to get away he does a backflip, throws wind and knocks open a door and then slides underneath someone. You know what I mean? It's all.
I know what you mean. Yeah. It's a lot of
Yeah, Jackie Chan was never out here just Jackie Chan and Jet Li are two very different forms of action. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
And this is more Jackie Chan, and it's lit. You know what I mean? It's really good. But that's what I'll leave it at. But yeah, definitely gonna stick to it and keep watching that.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I'm glad you like it, and like I said, yeah, get excited for season 2.
Definitely. So yeah, that's the episode, guys. Every Thursday at noon we drop this. If you want to catch me specifically, you can catch me at TMoneybags on Twitter and Instagram.
And I'm at EverCastro92 on Instagram.
And if you want to follow the podcast directly, you can follow us at Diff Animals Pod on IG and Twitter. Or you can email us directly at differentanimalspodcast@gmail.com. Any feedback, it's great. It sucks. It's too rigid. Needs to be more free-flowing. It's too free-flowing. Needs to be more rigid. Needs to be shorter. Any feedback, we'll take any of it.
Yep.
So just give us a shout anywhere on there.
Yep.
As usual, stay safe, stay entertained, and we will catch you guys next week.
See you guys.
Peace. Oh.
Yeah.
Spooky season.
Mm-hmm.
I think you know where I'm going to go with this, because I'm actually not going to use a Kanye line. I'm going to use a Jay-Z line in a Kanye song. And I don't even remember how it goes. Was it Goblin?
Sasquatch, Godzilla, King
Kong,
Kong,
Loch Ness, Goblin,
Ghoul.
a zombie with no conscience. What are these things I have in common? Everyone knows I'm a motherfucking monster. That shit is the opposite of bars. That is, hey, you know we were talking about Watch Jay-Z? That's fucking Watch Jay-Z.
All right, hold on.